Have you ever had any Zoom bombers, David?
What's that, mate?
Have you ever had any Zoom bombers?
Zoom bombers.
Yeah, them people who
No. Because I've set it up with a waiting room. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen one day. Charlie!
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We've got 1 minute to go. I'm just going to stick the kettle on quickly.
Where are you from, Charlie? Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Crimdon Dean, which is next to Hartlepool. Originally from Glasgow, but I've been in the northeast of England for going on 20 years.
Oh yeah. Have you got your passport for it then?
I'm definitely not acclimatized. And yourself, Michael?
Yeah, I'm in Doncaster, Charlie.
Oh, Doncaster, I'm not far then.
It's way down south, isn't it? From where you are.
Miles.
I don't think they've got the internet up at Keighley. That's an in-joke.
Hello, Nick. Welcome.
was doing
Oh, you mean on the telly? And it's on the.
Also turn it down on telly.
Turn one of them off and it should work.
Is that better? Can anyone hear us?
So, 10:01. Should we leave it for 1 more minute? Has the echoing stopped?
Does it stop now, yeah?
Wow, what's happening in Tony, Vicky, and Tom's room? There's like 3 different. I can see myself. I can see the whole. There's some fancy technology in there.
I don't know.
There's
called an owl.
coming in from Uganda.
It's called
All right,
an owl.
everyone. So let's start off by, we've got your name there. Put your name, your organization that you work for, and the area that you live. The country or area that you live. Do you know how to rename yourselves?
No.
Okay, well, if you can't do it, that's okay. But in the top right-hand corner of your window, there should be 3 dots there. And then you click that and you go down to rename. Are you on your phone, Charlie?
Yeah.
All right. What's your organization called? Blackberry, Blueberry,
Blueberry.
Raspberry.
Blueberry Health and Wellbeing.
And where are you? Hartlepool?
Yes. Thanks, David.
Okay, so tell us a bit about your organization.
My organisation started a couple of years ago. I'm a couple of years recovered from alcohol and cocaine, and my organisation started because I was basically looking for something else other than recovery, and so I started a wellbeing group on the gym, where we now teach meditation. We do my morning strolls into the sunrise. We do my Reiki training. a load of stuff in meditation, a load of stuff in walking. We walk people into the gyms. We teach people in the gyms, and we show my people an alternative and a more holistic way of life. So the kind of analogy that I like to use is we work with meditation and medication. So yeah, it's a more holistic alternative approach to recovery. Thank you.
Great stuff. Okay, so I've just Michael, I've changed. I put in Project 6, but I can't
Thank
remember
you.
which area. Were you
Doncaster.
Doncaster. Doncaster. All right.
Thank you, David.
Let's put the Doncaster. And then we've got Keighley. Did I say it right? Keighley.
Briefly.
How do you spell it?
Keijhley.
Keihlley.
Keighley.
GH.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So Nick's from Cape Town, Yuri's from where are you from, Yuri?
From Wilderness, South Africa.
Wilderness, fantastic. Okay. So those of you that don't know, the Wilderness is up on the west coast of South Africa. Bruno's from Uganda. Bruno, you want to check in?
Greetings to everyone. I am Bruno Tumusime from Uganda. My organization is called Hope Foundation. We do recovery coaching, and we also have the element of education. I'm checking in feeling good and expectant. Thank you.
So Bruno's pregnant, he's feeling expectant. Okay. Nina, where are you from?
I'm Christina. David is from St. Calpe. I just on my Zoom
I
meeting.
thought it was you.
Yeah, yeah. I must change it.
I'm sure that okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's my nickname, so I'll have to change it on my Zoom meeting. Yeah, I'm checking in good, excited, and the first time on this, and happy to learn from you all. So
All right, I hope I've spelt it right. So tell us about Sankalpa quickly, Christina.
St. Calpe is an organisation. It's an addiction service in Ireland, in Dublin and Cabra, and yeah, it's been running a few years. So I work there, and I volunteer in another place as well, Chrysalis. Yeah, that's about it.
Right, okay. Martin, where are you from? You're muted, mate. There we go.
I'm from Sheffield.
Okay, so that's, I hope I've spelled Sheffield right, but we'll get the idea. All right, is that everyone? Mick K, where's Mick from? Is that your Mick, Christina?
We're just waiting on Tom as well.
Oh, there we go. You're muted, Mick. It's not Mick, is it?
Yeah, there I am there. Sorry, Dave, I was muted. Yeah, I'm Mick from Dublin. I work in St. Calpe as well as recovery coach. St. Calpe is it's a local kind of day program kind of stuff, and we do a lot of recovery in the community in Finglas. So yeah, good to meet you all, and happy to be here. Thanks a lot.
Cool. And there we go. Daisy's just arrived. Morning,
Hello.
Daisy. You want to check in? Are you from Kent, Daisy?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about your organisation.
We're Raw, so we reach out and recover Kent. We're a lived experience recovery organisation that run all over Kent. Yeah, that's us.
Great stuff. Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to the first community of practice. This is a container for people that have done the coaching training in whatever form, whether it's been the in-person or the online. And community of practice is where we come together as a community and we practice coaching as a skill set so that we can learn and discuss and grow. Does anyone have any questions before we start? All right. Well, one question you might ask is, does this hour count towards my certification? Yes, it most certainly does. Yeah. So the people from the UK that are from lived experienced organizations and from Ireland that are all part of LEROs, they're people that are kind of working in organizations that each time they engage with a client, it's a coaching hour that can go towards their certification. Does that make sense? It's slightly different for the people from South Africa who are running their private practices. And Charlie is building a Lero in Hartlepool, aren't you, Charlie?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. So where should we take today's container? Have we all checked in?
So David,
Yes.
how long is this class for?
So it's for 2 hours. Yeah. But you can do it an hour at a time and drop off when you need to.
We'll do 2 hours.
Yeah. And there's also the Thursday class, which is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is for lived experience recovery organizations doing the systemic wellness practitioner training, where you come and whatever your role is in your organization, you come and learn about coaching. Yeah. So Charlie and Bruno are both CEOs of their organizations or founders or whatever it is, and how can they use coaching as a skill set to improve their role in building their organization. Yeah. And like Daisy is, if I may, Daisy has a role of fundraising for Reach Out and Recover. She's in a volunteer role, so she doesn't get paid for the role, but the task is to do fundraising. And I promise you, raising funds in this sector is not easy because of the stigma that goes with it. There's usually a message out there that goes, why the fuck would I want to help those people? So does anyone mind if I swear? I'm sure you're used to me by now.
Well, we love it.
Yeah. Okay.
We love it when you swear.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go. So let's start off with the question, what is it that you would like to get out of a community of practice personally? And maybe you want to write it in the chat if you don't feel comfortable kind of talking out loud. Are you still ill, Daisy?
Still very ill.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just want to acknowledge you for showing up here anyway. Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. So what does everyone want to get out of the community of practice?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, good. Who was that? Yuri. There
It's
we
Yuri.
go. Great.
Well, I suppose the main thing is to get practice and then feedback from, skilled practitioners. That's the main thing. It's to hone my coaching skill. And
Practice and feedback.
yeah.
Great.
See where my blind spots are.
Great. Okay. What else? Thanks, Yuri. Anyone else? So right now I'm practicing sitting with awkward silence. Just saying. Okay. So Bruno, what do you want to get out of this?
I need to improve my coaching skills, and I need to build networks because I feel like I'm out alone here in Uganda and in East Africa. So I feel if I get links and connections, it will help me to grow my organization and the projects and how I can do things better here in Uganda and in East Africa in general.
Okay.
May I come in there, David?
Yes, I see you unmuted, Michael. Got me all excited. Good. Yes, please.
I found that working collaboratively really helps my thinking. It's what people say, I can respond to. And sometimes when you're in isolation, when you're working on your own, I lose that. I lose that drive and I lose that connectivity. And I find that being part of a community in recovering coaching really helps me with confidence. It allows me to bring any issues that I might have, knowing that I don't have to stew on it. And it's wonderful to be able to connect with people all over the country and all over the world. I mean, it's just incredible. So I promise I will have a question the next time we meet, because I'll have some thinking time then, David.
Great.
The other thing is, how would I be able to access the recording of this? Because I've got another group. I need to try to change things here so that I can actually access this without interruption.
No problem. So what I'm doing is I'm streaming this to a group as part of Recovery Connections.
Yes.
And so I will send out that link via the WhatsApp channel.
Thank you.
That's okay with everyone. Yep. It's an unlisted link, and but anyone with the link can watch it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And as part of our mission to make recovery coaching available to everyone and build as much external recovery capital as possible, that really aligns with us in the value of teaching and getting this work out there. So with that in mind, please be cognizant. So please think about what you share in this classroom. Yeah. So if you're talking about a client or somebody that you're engaging with, don't use their names, don't use, specific details or anything that could lead back to that person. So protect your own confidentiality and the people that you're engaging with, and that this is an area to practice as well. And if we make a mistake, we can always delete the recording as well. So just building the container, contracting, affirming what this is and why we're here. Does that make sense? Is that good for everyone?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Right. What else? So get more experience and confidence with recovery coaching, more connections that was Christina, to build improved knowledge, to be a recovery coach and to learn from others. Okay, cool. Nick.
Yeah, I concur with the rest. I mean, it really is about gaining experience and confidence and gaining connections with all these wonderful people all over the world. Yuri, who chatted earlier, he and I are still in training, recovery training. So I think, well, I'll speak for myself. I'm really here to absorb. I'm not afraid of participating, but I think most people are probably well more trained and experienced than myself in this room, and I'm still trying to gain the knowledge and the experience to do the coaching. I've done counseling courses, and this is completely different. And I'm far more interested in this in coaching, and I'm far more energized in this sphere. I find it way more challenging to try and actually dig and delve and ask the right questions with deep listening to really get to the heart of the problem with people. And I find that incredibly challenging to assume that they actually do have the answers, because you tend to frap when you've got a full toolbox from counseling and also from lived experience. You tend to want to frap a lot. So I find it you've got to be a lot more skillful in this realm.
Okay. So two things I want to support you with there, Nick. First of all is use I statements. So I find that I have to unlearn what I've learned in counseling, where I was taught to frap more, and this is much more challenging because I'm so used to frapping. It's very hard for me to say, I don't know, what do you think? And to trust that the client has the answer. Incredibly challenging. Couldn't agree with you more. Okay. The other thing I want to support with is in that Collins window, one of the quadrants is false belief. And you're sitting here with a false belief, thinking everyone knows more than you. So you're kind of putting yourself down here, thinking, oh my God, they know so much more than me. Who else feels like that?
Yeah, we'll go, David.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much the whole room.
the whole
Yes.
room, yeah. But I suppose for me, it's okay. We probably do a bit of coaching different in Ireland. With me, we're only starting off. Me and Christina are only starting off on our journey as recovery coaches. Even though I've been in recovery now a good number of years and kind of know a lot about recovery. I suppose it's learning the language for me. And seeing what way other people in different countries do their recovery coaching. And the language they use is similar to here in Dublin. Um, and kind of stuff like that. And to probably just learn off everyone off here, probably take a piece off everybody here, get the little nuggets of gold. So that's what I'm looking for, yeah.
Great. Thanks, Mick. Okay, so building on that, yep, there's the who speaks English as their first language? Raise their hands. Yep. All right. Okay, so what other languages have we got in the room? Christina? No, your hands down. Good. What other
Yeah,
language? What other?
English, only English, David.
So you're English, okay. Any other language?
Scottish.
Afrikaans.
Afrikaans, yeah. Yep, Yuri's Afrikaans, yep. Bruno? Bruno, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to Bruno. Oh shit, what's that one? Lugungu. Lugungu. Oh, please excuse me, but okay. Great. All right, so that's another thing. Who's speaking gibberish? Yep, that's true, Tony. Sometimes when you talk and your accent is so thick, I struggle to understand. Okay. All right. So let's talk about, let's just think about in coaching, in our coaching, yep, we are learning specific tools. We're learning the coaching conversation, the continuum, the system, the 4Q model, and how to create the container. Those tools can be delivered in any language. Yeah. And it's just practicing and understanding how different communities deliver the tool. And the reason that we do this is because addiction impacts everyone. Yeah. Just like anyone can get cancer, yeah, regardless of where you are. Anyone can get diabetes, regardless of where you are in the world. And people need to learn how to live with this condition or recover from that. Does that make sense? Does everyone kind of agree with me here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm just suddenly feeling a bit anxious. I'm just suddenly thinking, oh fuck, do I know?
David, can I say something?
Yeah, please.
It might help if I relieve your anxiety and just start
Cool,
start the conversation. No, because you're talking about languages, so you know we have plenty of cultural barriers in South Africa. Because I don't know if the other people on this forum are aware, we have 11 or 12 now, I think, official languages in South Africa. So it's not just a language barrier, even though I would say the good majority in South Africa can speak English. So we can actually still do coaching in English, but there are still cultural barriers that we have to be specifically aware of in South Africa and Africa in general. I'll give you one example, because I've got 2 sons and I had 3. We had an adopted African son. Unfortunately, he died about 6 months ago. But when they were small, when they were probably 10, 11, 12 or something, and the boys would all get up to ship, and I would tell them off and just say that they're out of order or whatever it was. Well, Chris, our young African son, would stare down at his feet, and the other 2 boys would look at me because they always know I need eye contact. And Chris would stare at his feet, and I say, Chris, that's disrespectful. Stop staring at your feet. Look at me. Look at me. I'm speaking to you. Look me in the eye so that I know you're taking in what I'm saying. But I was not cognizant at the time that in the African culture, if you're looking at an elder in the eyes, it's disrespectful. You do not look an elder in the eyes. And it's a simple thing to understand. And we've got to be cognizant of that in coaching as well. Often people will not, because I'm older, often, they generally will look down. And I can't expect them to look me in the eye. So that's one nuance. There's hundreds of nuances, which I'm not sure that you guys get in Kent, or where is it, Hartlepool and Ireland. But you probably do. I'd be interested to know. Between counties, between Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland, I don't know. You might have other barriers that I'm not aware of.
So that's a great point as well, Nick. Yeah. In the UK, English is the common language. Yep. And it's the only real language that's kind of like all the street signs and everything's in English. Yeah, all the majority of the kind of services and things that people access are in English, whereas in South Africa there's multiple languages. Yeah, and a lot of our coaching education comes from a Eurocentric background. Does that make sense as well? Yeah. So it's kind of Americanized and Westernized in our thinking. Okay. So for example, when I was building relationships with Sankalpa, I've had to kind of become aware of the cultural history of Ireland, and I'm known as a blow-in, a foreigner that's coming in from England, and that there's a history, there's a real kind of history that has really impacted the Irish people. Is that fair enough to say, Mick?
Yeah, well, I would have, I suppose, back in the day, but not so much now. It'd be a cultural thing. Over here, we speak Gaelic as well, so, but that would be really rural Ireland. So, out in the sticks, as we'd say, there'd be like a lot of people out there would still speak Gaelic. That's how recovery and, like, say, AA meetings and all the stuff. You wouldn't really get many of them down the country. It's only starting to spread now. Recovery is really starting to spread across Ireland. There's even Gaelic speaking meetings now, some places in the country. But you're talking about the oppression and the English and all that stuff. I think we have a Scotsman on here as well. He knows about that, yeah. But look, you know, I suppose cultural differences for us, it's.
So do you see the rapport building there between Mick and Charlie? Yeah, Mick kind of said, "Oh yeah, the Scots understand," and straight away there was a bonding. There's a rapport building there. Yeah, which is fantastic. This is which is great in kind of connecting, which I might be unconscious of if I don't know the history of things. Sorry, Mick, carry on. This is brilliant.
Yeah, but for myself, like I've a lot of family who live in England. So for me, culturally, I spent a lot of my summers in Colchester and Ealing and London, and like so, I'd be very. I have a lot of English friends still in Colchester and stuff like that. So I think we're just the same, you know. People just connect with people, you know. It doesn't matter what country you're from.
So I don't hate the English. Some of my best friends are English.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. Yeah. So like, you know, but more so up Northern Ireland would have that real kind of, because it would be the Protestant Catholics say they'd still have that divide. Down south, we're just like, I will just get on with anyone. It's not as bad as up the north, like, you know. Up the north still have that kind of real anti-English stuff they would. But down south, no, we're just like, let's live in peace, let's get on with each other, you know. So that's the way it is.
So this is one of the things of recovery. Yeah. So people that have come from a substance use disordered background or something often have a very traumatized past. They might have gone to jail, they might have had their kids taken away, there might be a huge experience of the world doesn't get me. And people with lived experience are able to build rapport very quickly. So just like Mick and Charlie built rapport there around the story of a common enemy, is this making sense to everyone? We can talk about the common enemy of the stigma that we felt through addiction or addiction recovery. Does that make sense? And it's getting the balance right between our personal story and when we share our personal story in a professional way in service of our clients or the people or the communities that we're working with.
There's also in the UK, there's always a class divide. Well, that sounds very generalized, but I mean, I lived there for 7 years. And, you know, if you come from up north, it's up north. You come from
Nick,
up
what
north.
are you talking about? Absolutely bollocks. I mean, I went to public school, and I mean, we're all the same. I mean, they must just work in the mines and get on with their jobs.
Yeah, I know. In the collieries and all the rest of it, and you got the, and the ones who stuck up down south, apparently. So, you know, I'd be interested to be a fly on the wall if Martin was coaching, let's say, Daisy. There's one from up north and there's one from down south. And it would be lovely to see the dynamic there. You know, it's not a cultural divide, but it's certainly there's an invisible class barrier.
Okay.
That's what we think from afar. I don't know if it's true these days.
Okay. So there's all sorts of stuff bubbling in the container today, huh?
Well, we just say something, David, on what Nick said there. I suppose if someone cultural divide or whatever it would be, I think the language of the heart always speaks out. You know, if you have that understanding, if you have that kind of respect and that empathy for people, I think that'll come through in your coaching stuff. You'd automatically make a connection to people through that.
Okay. So if somebody was to say to you, are you culturally aware? Have you had cultural sensitivity training in your coaching? What would you say? What would the answer be? So there's a no from Charlie.
Well, I have. We have to here.
So there's a yes from Nick, a no from Charlie. Who's got their level 4 certificate in cultural awareness? For
You
me,
see, I think we speak the same language in terms of recovery.
yeah, no.
I'm saying that, but at the same time, you know, there could be the underlying perception that, yeah, what you were drinking Daddy's Dom Perignon and I was drinking Newcastle Brown Ale.
Okay.
Where the classes stuff comes in, yet you've got shared experience in terms of lived experience and getting trashed.
So sometimes when you're coaching, you need to be aware of when you're in the way of someone and when you should get out of the way. Yeah. You know, and that might be, you know, around gender as well.
Yeah, that's a big thing to consider. And it would be something I'd love to hear from Bruno, because in Uganda, homosexuality is illegal, punishable by death.
Are you okay to open up that can of worms, Bruno?
Yeah, I am okay.
Okay. The can is open.
If you may make the question more clear, then I can have my input.
So Nick has just spoken about homosexuality or sexual orientation around homosexuality in Uganda being illegal.
Yeah, it is true. It is illegal.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So if you were a gay man, a gay coach from the UK, and you were coaching someone from Uganda that was following the law, yep, that might pose some challenges for you, some personal challenges. Does that make sense to everyone? Would you agree? Yeah. And when do your personal beliefs and values leak into the conversation in a positive way or in a negative way? You might have people that are quite fundamentally religious, and their religious conviction leaks into the coaching conversation. Vicky. Yes, that's a lovely hat. I have to ask you the question. What are you learning today? Who's going to unmute you? There we go.
Hello.
Different coaching from different cultures, and yeah.
That's great. Coaching from different cultures.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I know Project 6 is trying to reach out to the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, we've started running. I think we started running a smart group for LGBTQ. I don't know all the letters.
Okay.
So I think we're starting to run a smart recovery group for people in recovery who's from that background. I think it's important they need it. So it's great, yeah. And I think like people of different races as well. Sometimes stigma could be attached to their recovery.
Yep.
So it's important that we tackle them, help them cultures as well, because they don't always reach out.
Okay. All right.
Can I say something, David?
Let's just hold it for a second, Nick.
Okay.
I just want to hear from some of the silent voices. So who hasn't spoken yet? Martin, have you? Daisy, you want to come in there?
I'll come in. I think the thing is that we all subconsciously hold biases in one way or another, and I think when you're coaching someone or in a role that we are, you have to become conscious of your unconscious biases to like combat them in order to make yourself inclusive for everyone, because no matter what, you are always going to have these biases. Like, I'm a little bit biased against religious people and this and that, and I have to remind myself that their religion or their values or their whatever isn't necessarily important in that coaching aspect. It's not my job to judge people on aspects of themselves, and take my feelings out of it, which obviously can be easier said than done, but we have to make a conscious effort to do so.
Okay. Thank you, Daisy. Martin? Tom?
Can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I've learned today is mainly like not to judge people on the past and to be more mindful of people's past. So I can deliver that by in a professional manner. So it's like basically you don't know who you're gonna be coaching, but like more often than not, the common ground that you'll have with somebody that, like myself, I've got lived experience. So even though that common ground's lived experience, we'll still probably have different cultural backgrounds and things like that. So I think it's just being mindful in a professional manner, I think.
Being mindful in a professional manner.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful statement.
And I think like Daisy said, like not to like with different backgrounds, like cultural backgrounds, and it's obviously, but it's also like it'll be a learning experience for me as a coach to learn about other people's backgrounds and things like that. So it's always a learning experience.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah. And
right.
Tom?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I've been a bit late in today. It's caught some traffic, so I'm just kind of catching up a bit. Yeah.
Okay. So great. Welcome. Yuri, did you want to add some more, Tom?
No, that's it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You've got very fancy tech in that part of Keighley.
It's called an owl.
Yeah, the camera's moving automatically to.
It keeps looking everywhere. It's not meant to look.
Oh, okay. All right, Yuri, let's hear from you, and then we'll hear from Christina. and then we'll go back to Nick. Yuri?
All right. I'm not really sure what to say, but I suppose I'm learning that you think about different cultures, or you think you might know how another culture is, based, or for myself, based on what you hear on TV or things like that. But unless you actually speak to a person from that country or that culture, you don't really know.
Okay, great, thank you. Christina, you still there, love?
Yeah, hey, yes, David. It's nice to learn from all the different cultures. I've never learned that like that before. I've never been part of something like this. So it's a good learning experience, but I'm kind of finding out that the lived experience isn't enough either, that you have to have the backup of the recovery coaching.
Fantastic. And the lived experience is vitally important.
Yes, yes.
Because we can build rapport with people.
Yeah.
Just like Charlie and Mick. That was a great example of
Yeah, it was
we've
great.
bonded through a common enemy.
Yeah.
And a lot of
That's-
people that are in the recovery world have experienced the common enemy.
Yeah, I think Irish people walk off their humour an awful lot. So it's great to build a bit of rapport.
Great. Okay. Nick, back to you.
Thank you. I don't want to dominate the mic at all. I just find it fascinating because as Martin was talking about being mindful of unconscious bias in ourselves, which is hugely important. But I brought up this debate in training a few weeks ago about, it's not like we're doctors who have to sign the Hippocratic Oath, but I was kind of shouted down for even bringing up the debate, but I just thought it's just not right for us to turn people away based on our bias. And everyone just disagreed. They said, no, you can go into coaching and you have your niche. You decide this is your niche, that's your area of speciality. And if the client's not for you, you can refer them to someone else, which is fine. But I just feel that if somebody's come to you and they're in a bad space and they desperately need your help, you've got to get rid of your unconscious bias or be aware of your bias. And if you're a strict Christian and the person happens to be Muslim, or whatever it is that doesn't sit well with you, I feel quite strongly that you just got to let that go and actually just understand the person and help the person who's reaching out for help. Yeah, you can refer them to someone who's specialist as a Christian or as a Muslim or whatever it is. Talking about what we did just now with, if somebody comes to me and they've struggled through life coming out of the closet because they're gay, let's say that, and that led to isolation, that led to drinking or drug using or cutting or whatever it is. Are you going to turn them away because you don't like gays or you're not accustomed to? No, I think that's I think you take everyone on and it's all part of the learning experience, and we've all got so much that we can help with and learn from.
So I've got a question for the class.
Yeah.
The question for the class is, what value inside Nick is he talking about?
Is he talking about morals?
Pardon?
Morals.
Morals. Yep. Okay. I would say inclusivity as well. Yeah.
I'd say compassion.
Compassion. That's a value. It's like, yeah, every human needs to be seen. What other values do you think, Nick? Person-centered, all-inclusive. Yeah.
No judgment.
Non-judgment. Great.
Empathy.
Empathy. Okay. Respect. Nick, are any of those values something that you would disagree with?
Not in the slightest.
Okay, so the container, the class has gotten the things that you value. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were in a career where you were living your values, would that give you a sense of meaning and purpose?
Well, totally. I mean, it's one of the
Okay,
it's
great.
one of the 3 C's where you say you're going to be non-judgmental. We'll live it.
Okay. All right. So what we're trying to do with our clients is to get them to move to a culture of recovery where they're living a life of meaning and purpose. Yep. So I'm sitting here this morning, I'm on the side of my bed, I'm connecting through technology, I'm speaking to people all over the world, Africa, Uganda, Ireland, Kent, which is its own country, and in the north of that was a joke. Yeah. But I'm really feeling valued and like I'm living meaning and purpose. It's my kokorozashi. Yeah. Have you guys spoken about kokorozashi before? Yeah. So kokorozashi is what gives you meaning and purpose. And the idea is that you find yourself in a place that gives you meaning and purpose. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to split you up so that you guys can do some practice coaching with each other. Now, who's in a room? So it's Tony, Vicky, and Tom. You're in one room, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to log off the call and you're going to coach in a triad. Yeah. So one person's going to observe, one person's going to coach, and the other person's going to be the coachee, and then you're going to switch and then give feedback. All right. How many people have we got left then? Is anyone else doubling or is everyone else kind of single? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm leaving after the hour, David. I need to go. I'll be back next week.
That's all right. That's fine.
Yeah, and the same with me, David. I'm actually over in St. Calvin now at 11 a.m. To work. So we'll be doing the coffee coaching practice over here. So yeah, we'll have to jump at 11. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. So put your hand up, people that can stick around. Oh, we've got Zambia coming on the call. Great. Coach Rabson. Wow. Zambia, Uganda. Christina, do you also need to leave?
No, I don't need to leave, David. I can still stay on the call.
You can stay on, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pair you up with Daisy. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
So you and Daisy I'll put you into a breakout room and then you
Okay.
can coach each other. Yep. Go
Okay.
for 20 minutes each and then give yourself some feedback. Have fun. There's no right or wrong. Just
Okay.
enjoy yourselves. Hello, Coach Rabson. Would you like to check in? Can you hear us? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're breaking up.
I'm saying I'm making it anxious.
You're checking anxious. Well, welcome. You're in the right place for anxiety. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. So we've been going for an hour. Yep. And now we're going to the community of practice is breaking up into groups where people can coach each other. Daisy and Christina are going to be put into a room. Mick, you need to jump off, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to jump off now, David. I'm driving, so I'm going to jump off now as yet.
All right. So why don't you check out? And in your checkout, tell us one thing that you've learned today.
I check out very grateful. I check out getting to see and actually listening to other opinions from around the world and learn a little bit about other people and their opinions around like the differences, cultural differences and that. I've took a bit from that and yeah, I look forward to seeing everyone on Thursday.
Fantastic. See you next week, Matt.
Thank you. God bless. I'll see you
And
all.
I'll see you
Bye-bye.
Thursday as well. Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.
Can
Who
I
else?
check out, David?
Yes.
Sorry,
yes,
I've just had a message from my mum. I have to leave.
Okay.
I'll catch up with you guys on Thursday. Sorry.
No problem. That's fine. All right. So Daisy, all right. That was a quick checkout from Daisy. Okay. Charlie?
I'm checking out, David. Can I check out?
Yeah, that's fine.
I am checking out that I'm grateful that I've come on this call. I wasn't too sure what the call was about, but I'm really glad that I came on the call. And I'm still learning about myself and how I fit into these containers. I'm still like relearning. And what I've learned today is how important body language is.
How to what?
How important body language is. We're just nodding at someone and learning about different cultures. So thank you ever so much to everyone.
Great stuff. Thanks, Charlie. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's see who we got. So Tony, Vicky, and Tom, do you want to check out the three of you and then get on with your homework? Tony, Vicky, Tom, you there? All right. Well, that's Tony, Vicky, and Tom. All right.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Do you three want to check out?
Yeah, Tony and Vicky have just nipped out quickly. It's just me.
All right. So Tom, do you want to check out for your group?
Yeah. Like I said, I was a bit late, so I've missed a bit, but yeah, it's been good hearing about different cultures and inclusivity.
Great. All right, Tony, why don't you jump off, because then it's going to make me easier to match people. So
Yeah. So am I going now? Yeah.
Yeah. If that's right, we'll see you next week. Yeah.
See you next week. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Right. So how many we know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. So we'll go magic mix. What I'll do is I'll create the breakout rooms, and I'll create 3 breakout rooms, and you'll coach whoever you get matched with. Does that work for everyone? So let's see how that
Yes.
goes.
Yes.
So it's going to be Bruno and Christina, Yuri and Martin, and Coach Rabson and Nick. Okay, good. Wonderful. We have the higher power of Zoom that has felt that you need to connect in a certain way. All right. So let's just quickly check out here in this this room. I check out, very grateful that everyone came, and thank you for your time. And your coaching sessions aren't going to be recorded. Yep. So I'm going to end the recording, and when you've finished your coaching, connect and we'll feedback next week. Yeah. So I check out with Joy, and I'm going to tag Christina.
I check out grateful, David, and excited. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm a bit nervous. But I'm sure I'll be okay. I'm sure Bruno will take it easy with me. But yeah, I check out grateful, and I'll try my best to come back on Thursday at 2. Is it 2 p.m.?
2
p.m. I'll try my best to come back 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday. Thanks for your time, David.
It's a pleasure. Okay. Yuri, you want to go next?
How do you mean?
You want
Oh, checking out. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm happy that I joined to meet people from different cultures, and looking forward to the next one.
Okay. Hang on one. Yes, Tony?
the meeting done now?
Yes, so the meeting's done for us. We'll meet next week. So you lot coach amongst yourselves for an hour and then give us feedback next week, okay?
Oh, are we doing one on Thursday as well?
Yes, Thursday as well, 2:00.
Okay, Thursday at 2, okay.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
All right, see you, bye.
We're making it up as we go along, huh? All right. Martin, you want to check out?
Yeah, I'm checking out Grateful as well. I've learned a lot. How to be mindful, and obviously with different experience, like different cultures and things like that. So yeah.
Wonderful. Nick?
Thank you. I'm checking out also Grateful and intrigued.
Cool. Rapson?
Oh, I'm checking out Happy. Nick and I have a session that we haven't done. So this one, it will be, yeah, it is really a great opportunity. Sure.
Great. Okay, good. And Bruno?
Checking out, feeling good, checking out with joy. Thank you.
Great. All right, everyone. I'll see you next week. Join your rooms now. You should be able to join your room. Okay, that should be everyone in their rooms. All right, so David checking out. Yeah, thanks for allowing us to stream here. All right, I'll stop the YouTube now.